and protect him. Oh, Master, know the burden is heavy for him, but we call on Jesus, the burden carrier, that he'll be able to carry the burden for the master, for the minister himself, for the prime minister, in the name of Jesus. So, Father, at this time, at this hour, let us thank you. Let us glorify your name. Let us honor you. Let us worship you in spirit and in truth. Remember the Grenadians in the diaspora. Remember each and every one, each and every country, we bless them. Remember Mr. Andrew Donald. Meet him with a meeting spirit. Baptize him with the spirit of excellence. Make his tongue be like a ready writer, that he'll be able to call on you, oh God. He called on you first thing this morning, knowing that he loved the Lord and he loved the nation. Help him, oh God. Remember he and his co-workers. Bless each and every one and give them a blessed day. Give them a blessed weekend. In the name of Jesus, every knee. Remember Kami. Remember Miss Jacob. Remember everyone, oh God. I bring Tutman Tubagai to you this morning in the name of Jesus. And I tell you thank you, oh Father. You taught me to say when you pray, to say, our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. That will be done on us as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil. For thy is the kingdom, the power, and the glory forever and ever. And we say amen, amen, amen. Bless the Lord. Bless you, God, and bless the nation. In the name of Jesus. Good morning to Mr. Donald. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you. God bless you and your co-workers. Amen.
Amen.
Bye. Bye.
Take care. Real 91.9. Wow. Was that? Really? I didn't know. But it looks good. Good morning. Good morning. My name is Andre. Or better still, my name is mine. What's yours? Morning, Juan Carlos.
I say now, morning, bro. How you doing?
I'm all right. How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How things with you?
I'm good.
You look sprightly this morning, I would say.
I had a good rest. I woke up. I didn't struggle to go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Nor did I fall asleep instantly, but I didn't struggle. And then I woke up once to have a glass of water. And then I slept until about 4:15. I slept until 4:15. Then my alarm, which usually goes off by 4:30.
Well, for me, I had a very good week because task I set myself at the beginning of the week, I accomplished all. So the week was a good one. Last night I had a meeting in River, so I came home.
Okay.
I came home maybe about after 10 thereabouts.
Constituency?
Yeah.
Oh, how was it?
It was good.
I saw your rep. For a long time we hadn't really seen each other, quote unquote. And I was driving that direction, going up the street here, and the vehicle was coming. I didn't realize it was hers.
Okay.
So, Carl, let me tell you, I didn't realize it was hers, and I didn't realize that was she driving. So I put a little pressure on the driver, you know. Only to realize it was her. So I made a little toot and made a little wave, you know, and then somehow the other occasion, I believe I got the tail end of a smile.
Wow.
And that's good.
Yeah.
Don't you think?
It's very good.
Yeah. I think I got the tail end of a smile.
To elicit a smile in that condition is very good.
Yeah. So I tooted, she tooted, and I think I got the tail end of a smile from her. So I'm like, okay, Pam, go girl. I'll catch up with you. Oh boy. The most troublesome man in the media is who?
Andre Donald?
No, most troublesome man on social media when it comes to you and me.
Depot?
No, Depot ain't troublesome like that guy. The guy on the scooter. You don't know who's the guy on the scooter?
Nah. Who's that guy?
How come you don't know who's the guy on the scooter?
Nah. I'm not a repository of every knowledge, so I don't know.
Mr. Miller, what's wrong with you?
Nah, I know. Well, don't keep me in that suspense. Let me know.
Well, who would refer to you as Mr. Miller?
Oh.
That guy.
Zico.
That's what you call him?
He's styling him Zico in our football playing days, man.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, please. Styling him nothing. That guy troublesome.
Rasmax.
But I tell you what, I tell you what, and this is it's very important to know. While I cannot claim that Belfon will support or vote for the NNP this election, I can't claim that. But when you look at his comments, and when you look at how he's interacting with people like Venetris and others,
Yeah.
when you look at and Vanessa and Lalji and so on, when you look at how he's like his comments, they've been when they used to be outright hitting and hard and wanting to kill an NNP, his comments have started to taper down and to change.
So the cows could finally come home?
Yeah, it could happen. I'm not going to say that it will happen, Carl. I'm not going to say that because if I say it will happen, which I don't have any facts on, then you might find the supporters of his party pouring down on him and say, hey, what's going on with you? Putting pressure on him. So no, but I can say that his comments are not necessarily as spiteful. Is that a good word?
Yeah.
Not as spiteful as they were.
Venom
No, he doesn't have that venom. You can see that he's listening. He listens to this program, one, but he's also listening to the fact that, hey, what Carl and Andre, or better still, what Mr. Miller and Andre is saying is true. They
can't argue with that.
Can't argue with it. So it has served to sort of, he's sort of I can vision him sort of like, sitting back and thinking a bit, these guys, they're making sense what they're saying. I cannot say, and I will not say that he has changed his mind in terms of where he will vote, but he has started to look at it different. And that is what is important.
Definitely.
Someone like that I could understand and I could handle.
Yeah.
Looking at the thing different and realize, hold on, Andre and Mr. Miller making sense. I might have to do so and give him a bit more hearing. Anyway, Drumsticks, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
All right, talk to me, dear.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. I'm reading from John, I'm reading from the Word of God, John chapter 1, verses 6. There was a man sent from God, whose name was John. The same came for witnesses to bear witnesses of that light, that all men through him might believe. He was not that light, but was sent to bear witnesses of that light. That was the true light, which lighteth every man that cometh into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made by him, and the world knew him not. He came unto his own, and his own received him not. This is the end of the scripture reading.
And thank you ever so much, my dear. How are you this morning?
I'm good.
Nice to hear you. Thank you so very much for your contribution this morning, and of course for the better part of this week. And we look forward again to hearing from you from Monday morning. We want you to have a fabulous weekend.
Yeah, thank you.
And the girls?
You all right?
Olive! I'm making joke with you. We done.
Well, you want you?
What's that?
You want I'll forget this Mr. name inside there.
Oh, Carl Caton? No, he's the stalwart.
A stalwart.
The stalwart. Yeah, the stalwart.
Good morning to you. And you and both of you have a wonderful and a fabulous.
Same to you. Have a better day.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye. Bye, Olive. All right. Yeah, man.
Good morning to Anne Harvey out in Union Island.
Anne is still there. Oh, she's also saying good morning to us already,
Yeah.
Anne Harvey, she's saying good morning to us.
My dupes, how you doing?
That your dupes?
Yeah, man.
I was ready to do so and adopt and Harvey has my loops.
Nah, man. Me and Untitled like a couple bombs.
I will say, well, I get one, I will handle and me and go type.
Lena Breeze out in New York. How you doing? Because you'll listen every time. How you doing? Be safe. Have a blessed day. Andre, because of the program and you think, all the way I pass. People saying, well, you don't call in, you don't begin me up. I say, well, I got to take notes. So I meet a man on the bus yesterday, Andy, say, make sure you go this morning, you call my name, Andy. I meet the same officer, Davis, again.
You say you hold his name then?
Eh?
Gold Teeth was here, Gold Teeth was here, what day?
He and Grant?
Yeah. And now as you say Gold Teeth,
Yeah.
it came back because he was here, they couldn't have their program because that day they had the...
Senate?
No, cabinet
Briefing?
brief. So they couldn't have the program. So he chatted. And on his way out, he said, Angela, Gold Teeth, eh?
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, you say Gold Teeth, I left that. Now you say Gold Teeth.
Yeah, man, Gold Teeth, man.
He's a gentleman.
Yeah.
Short stature.
Yeah. Quarter bottle.
Yes. So that's Gold Teeth. But I didn't get to see the face because he was, well, probably mass following the protocols and everything.
Gold Teeth saying, nah, boy, I listen thing all the time.
Gold Teeth.
Casper. And the guy called D-Gans again, the man saying, well, why I'm not calling any money? Yeah.
Yeah. That's your crew there. Gold Teeth. So that is Gold Teeth, man.
Yeah, man.
That is Gold Teeth. Yeah, well, Gold Teeth, good morning to you. Good morning to you. Well, now, Gold Teeth is a member of the family. I can christen him as a member of the family. So he ain't reached grand status yet, but he has good status here. What do you think, Carl? We can give him that?
Definitely. I tell you, first time Gold Teeth had to inform me that I'm not calling him Gold Teeth. Say, you don't want people to know me and you his friends. I say, why Gold Teeth? Because you're not calling my name.
Oh me, oh my, pretty baby, don't you cry. Hey, Carl, you got the weather coming. Stay with us, friends. As we continue to mosey along in the morning time on Real FM Radio, the time has now moved on to 23 minutes, and that is after the 7 o'clock hour. What better time than to say good morning to our dear friend Cassia Johnson at the Morris Bishop International Airport Meteorological Office. Good morning, Cassia.
Good morning to you and good morning to the listeners. Here is the weather for today, Friday, 11th February 2022. Presently at the airport, conditions are cloudy. Winds are from the east at 10 miles per hour. Pressure 1012.9 millibars, which is below normal and rising. Present temperature 25.5 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity 77%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.3 degrees Celsius. Minimum temperature last night 24.6 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, there was 0.2 millimeters of rainfall at the airport, which brings the total for the month to 1.1 millimeters. Looking at the public forecast, valid for today and tonight, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and breezy, becoming cloudy at times with light to moderate showers, improving by evening. Today's maximum temperature 30.5 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 15 to 25 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough, waves 6 to 9 feet in northeast to easterly swells. A marine advisory is in effect. Tides are currently falling and will be low at 10 a.m., high at 2:30 p.m. Sunset today 6:13, sunrise tomorrow 6:31. Again, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy and breezy, becoming cloudy at times with light to moderate showers, improving by evening. A marine advisory is in effect. From the Met Office, I am Cassia Johnson.
And thank you so very much, my dear. Have a fabulous weekend.
Thank you, Cynthia.
Okay, bye-bye. Cassia Johnson from the Met Office. Kenneth Joseph, good morning. Venetris, good morning to you. Antonito Peters, I know you're there already. Betty James, what's happening? And who we checking? Who checked in? Oh, Joanne Francis, Patsy Abraham, your girl. Tamika Moses and Harvey, and of course, the guy, Errol Bonaparte is there. Phyllis Matheson. But listen to this, Carl, and when I spoke of our good friend this morning, what's his name again? Say again?
The scooter man.
The scooter man. Then Vanessa jump up and say, "Dies me neighbor in Latant."
Yeah.
Boy, you're a good neighbor like that and you're playing the fool? Come on home. Cindy, what's happening to Chimney Hill? You know what Chimney Hill is?
Nope.
You served in Grenville as a police officer, didn't you?
Yes.
And you don't know where Chimney Hill is?
Yes.
Ah, that's not good. That's not good at all.
Chimney, he needs the real name or just an alias for the place. Accepted alias.
Oh no, but that's how I know it. That's Chimney Hill.
Okay.
That's how I know it, bro. Chimney Hill is, okay, let me take you. You're driving along, you come from over the hills, gas station,
Yeah.
make a left after the gas station, so you're not going down what, Seaton Brown?
Yeah, you know.
You're not going down. Make that left, Salisbury Road, is it?
Yeah.
And then at the entrance to the road that leads to the cemetery, you take that road.
Yeah.
And you get to the junction after the cemetery.
Yeah.
So then there's the road. So then that means you're inside of what do you call it? Grand Bra, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So left will take you to the next Governor General that we'll have to her place.
Yeah.
Next, left.
Yeah.
Left will take you to that place. Right will take you back to Canal Road.
Yeah.
Do you know that there's another road that's on your right there that takes you up a hill line?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
You know that road there?
Yeah.
Right. So when you go that road and then you make a left down, it ends by a shop. And that's where Devon and the guys would do so and hang out and chill. And beautiful moonlight from that area. And they call it Chimney Hill. I don't know why, but that's Chimney Hill. And that's where Cindy stays.
But I think I went up that place already for some
Investigation?
Organic, for some organic man, some goat man, a guy up in the hill up there.
I don't know. What's the guy's name?
I don't remember. I went with my brother and all the time.
A lot of goats?
Yeah, a lot of goats. We get a lot of man all the time.
Okay, Cindy, do you have a goat farm up there that we don't know about? Cindy will tell us in a minute, because she's always listening. And who else is saying good morning? Jenny Francis.
Hey.
Yeah, Jenny's there.
Jenny, I have a bone to pick with you and you to link me. I don't know why you... I don't know.
Okay. Now, I need for you to listen to this. I need for you to listen to this very carefully. And this is coming from Maxine Belfon. Morning, Mr. Miller and my brother Andre. I am already under fire by my colleagues. Do you understand that?
Yes.
You really believe you understand that statement by the guy?
Yeah, I understand his statement.
You know what? We are going to go more into it after we take Waterwise from the National Water and Sewage Authority. Correct?
Yeah.
All right, so let's take Waterwise. Stay with us, friends.
The NAWASA app brings the power of NAWASA's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer support companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Good morning, listeners, and welcome to another edition of Water Wise, a production of the National Water and Sewerage Authority, Nawasa. I am Wendy Chateau. In the words of the Minister for Carriacou and Petite Martinique Affairs, Kendra Mathurin Stewart, it was a watershed moment for Nawasa on Wednesday, with the official groundbreaking for the commencement of the Carriacou Water Supply Expansion Project. Wednesday's ceremony was brought live on the Government Information Service and on social media platforms, including Maggie Live. But for those of you who missed it, we bring you snippets on this and upcoming programs.
As I took the trip to Carriacou and Osprey this morning, I reflected on the countless trips we've had over the years trying to develop the water system in Carriacou. And a couple decades ago, we would come up here, and as we interacted with persons, they would say, Nawasa, why did we not pay? No, Nawasa up here. And I'm certainly encouraged and gratified when I listened to a recent interview with Nawasa staff on a local media house. And the host is excited and saying, Nawasa, come. Carriacou people are excited to hear from you. And I think certainly that shows the continued development of the water sector, the continued commitment of Nawasa, and the fact that we are heading in the right direction and persons are understanding the importance of this service, the importance of the role that we play. And I can assure you it's continued progress from there. The trip today, of course, was emotional for all of us, as Ms. Lewis just mentioned. This was a project that Dave was working on, and this certainly was an area that Dave had loved, and we had come to term Dave Carriacou Dave. So I certainly want to join the Master of Ceremonies in paying tribute to his service, and certainly especially to this project and the development of Carriacou. A matter of fact, this site here was one of the last sites that he was working on the day before he died, did a walkthrough. So we're happy that certainly we're continuing doing what was being done at the time, and I'm pretty sure he'll be looking down on us smiling. This expansion is part of a greater development plan Nawasa has in place for Carriacou. And I've said it before, and I'm going to remind persons, our goal, our plan, we're going to realize development of water supply throughout the entire island of Carriacou. Recently, we spent over $400,000 on the extension of the seawater intake. That had been a major limitation for us in terms of reliability at the plant, because the seawater intake was constrained in the capacity of water it could supply to the plant, which caused continuous interruptions. We are, at this point, seeing evidence that we have moved from a 30% intake to roughly about 100% of what we need. So we have to maintain that, and I can assure persons, especially as the dry season progresses, once we continue on this track, there will be significant improvements in the reliability of the water supply.
Our General Manager, Mr. Christopher Husbands. We will continue sharing snippets from the ceremony with you on upcoming programs, so join us next time. Until then, I am Wendy Chateau on behalf of the entire team at Nawasa, wishing you a fantastic day.
The Nawasa app brings the power of Nawasa's customer service experience to you. Instant, conversational, and smart. Easy access anywhere. Get bill balance, transaction history for up to 6 months, report a fault, link to websites, view payment centers, contact information, push notifications, and multi-tenant accounts, all in a secure login platform. Like a self-service concierge app, mobile.nawasa.gd gets you the support you need much faster. Available on both Android and iOS platforms. Mobile.nawasa.gd, your customer customer support's companion. Nawasa, committed to meeting customers' needs.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone Disinfecting Cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Republic Bank advises its customers and the general public that effective February 14th, banking hours will be from 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. Our 24-hour ATM and Republic Online services are also available to serve you.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Who wants to save 30%? Everybody! Now more than ever, Flow understands the need to make your dollar stretch. Our new bundles can help you save 30% off your current bill. Plus, get a free speed upgrade on your in-home internet. Simply add your mobile to your current home services account and save 30%. It's easy. Sign up now and save. All on the most reliable fixed and mobile network on island. Visit a Flow store or call us at 1-800-804-2994 for more information. Flow, it only gets better. Terms and conditions apply.
Darling, would you like some tea? I've made your favorite.
Well, thank you, darling. I'm here finishing my blog post to help homeowners understand their electricity bills. The left side of your bill shows the rates for electricity and the government charges. The middle portion shows the number of units you've consumed, plus the history of your usage over the last 8 months. And the right side shows how much you're being charged.
I really think people are going to value this information.
Grenville, energizing our...
What you say? When you talk, where you go? Where you walk? What you say? When you talk.
All right. Okay. It's like I run up a hill, but worry not. What is it we had to discuss again, Carl?
You are speaking about the scooter man. You don't speak about him?
No! Absolutely not. Hey, guys, let me tell you something. Here is the guy. Here is Big Carl. Boom. That's
Big
him.
Pork.
That's him. Big Carl, man. Yeah, as they would say on this other show, basketball too. Big game, James Worthy, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, you're the big game. Carl Caton, the stalwart.
Just the Porkins guy. They refer to him.
Big Pork is a basketball infant.
But he's a LeBron James acolyte.
Yeah, but he's a basketball infant. When you're talking basketball right now, not even Stephen A. Honestly. Stephen A is like, that's all he likes to do. Make noise. When you're talking basketball, James Worthy, Derek Fish gives you some serious comments. Don't forget the man with 7 rings, Robert Orr, Big Shot Rob, gives you really great comments. And mind you, I'm not a fan of his. And I'm speaking about Skip Bayless. but never ever miss what Skip says. Eh?
So you like Shannon Sharpton?
Shannon Sharp is my boy. He's a brother.
Club Shay Shay.
Club Shay Shay, you know. Skip, I'm not a fan of Skip, but
now he does have some insight.
You must listen to Skip. You understand?
He's a good reporter too, eh?
Yeah, no. Skip Bayless has it. He has it going on. You know, so you got to listen to Skip. Who else talks good basketball? Perky's a baby. The girl, that new girl that's hosting that program on the ESPN, the young girl, nice, sexy looking girl, pretty face. Oh boy, how could I forget?
I haven't been looking at ESPN lately.
So she's coming up, and then there's this. Why am I forgetting names this morning? But there's this other girl who has her names sound like names from the motherland and not slave names.
Okay. But I realize them girls and them ladies and them could hold you on discussing sports on them networks and them.
The girls?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I like a lot of them, they opinionated too. Eh? They're strong on their opinions about the thing. Because I look at Shannon and Skip more than I look at Stephen A. And Stephen A like to rev up too much, man. And since after he's alleged that he get rid of Max Kellerman, because when he come for boxing, they don't good as Max Kellerman. Yeah?
Nah. Not at boxing. Max is thing. But Stephen A is a sellout.
Yeah.
Right? Because it is alleged that he touched, and I don't mean sexual harassment type. I mean agreed sexual a conflict between himself and
Molly.
No, yeah, Molly, who was the wife of
Jalen.
It is believed that they had sexual contact. Stephen A is not in my book. Forget that. He ain't nothing in my book. Trust me, he ain't nothing in my book.
The man them good too now. Mark Wilborn good too.
Mark Wilborn is good. There's this. What's wrong with me and names this morning? Oh my God. But Charles Barkley is good. A lot of sarcastic comments from him. Shaq is alright. The Diesel is alright, and
Kenny
the Jet Smith knows a lot about basketball.
Yeah.
He would have what? I think he won 1 or 2 rings with the Rockets.
Yeah, Houston.
Yeah, with the Rockets. Yeah. The Diesel has what? 4 rings.
Yeah. You see, he love jewelry.
You know, let me tell you something. The Diesel, all the Diesel had to do was to give away to the guy, and they would have had 10 rings.
No, the guy said all the Diesel had to do was to stay fit, and he guaranteed there are 12 rings. You see, all he wanted the Diesel to do is to get on a serious fitness regime, because he said nobody
can stop the Diesel. Nobody can stop the Diesel.
Nobody couldn't stop the Diesel.
No.
Okay, if you see any amount of points the Diesel want every night, the Diesel is going to take it.
And the guy was not concerned about the Diesel missing free throws. He wasn't concerned about that.
No.
He was saying, yo, just stay fit, come. But the Diesel will come not fit for the first 20 games. And then you start to see what the Diesel is all about. Oh, come on.
But the other guy also knew that for the first 3 quarters, when you have to fight with the Diesel,
you're worn out.
He just take over in the 4th quarter.
That is why he used to
candy from little children.
That is why he used to take over. And folks used to wonder why he's hogging the ball in the 4th quarter. It was the plan.
Yes.
You cannot last 4 quarters with the Diesel.
No.
You're going to die.
The men is so hanging on Diesel arm and Diesel dunking still.
No, they would have had 12 rings. Easy.
No, you see, once the Diesel is stay fit.
Easy.
You see Diesel, and Don't call yourself, man.
No.
He said the diesel would have been the conversation for the Goten.
Yeah, the diesel would have been the conversation.
Because every time they win, the diesel would have been getting the MVP.
Yeah.
So the diesel would have 12 MVP.
Oh, and by the way, folks, you heard the other guy. We're speaking about none other than Kobe Bryant. Yeah. Kobe Bryant. This guy was phenomenal.
Yeah.
He died at 41, right?
Yeah, and what I loved about Kobe, even the fact that he patterned his game from MJ, where he was still good enough. You know, so most time you pattern your game after somebody doesn't really see you. But the other guy.
Yeah, you had to see him.
Mm-hmm.
This guy, I mean, they speak about how much money LeBron spends to keep fit, to stay in that thing, how much million, 2 million, whatever on him.
Mm-hmm.
But nobody knows how much the Mamba spent on himself. And outside of spending, the Mamba was fit every day of the year.
Yeah.
The Mamba could have played basketball 365 days, you know.
Yeah, the Mamba was that good.
Easy. I don't think, and as Phil said, that Jordan had nothing on the Mamba in terms of getting fit and staying fit. He had nothing on it.
No. The Mamba was better athletes than Jordan. Only take from athletic perspective.
I saw in a game against, it was the Rockets, yeah? I saw the Mamba climb over Yao Ming.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, no, I didn't see that. The Mamba climb over that easy, like nothing, you know. Oh, boy. Anyway, let's stop talking basketball. Let's go back to our friend, Carl. And the comment that he said that, morning, Mr. Miller and my brother Andre, I'm already on fire by my colleagues. Now, that speaks volumes to how members of the National Democratic Congress, how they react to their own people. Now, Maxine Belfon, and let me just lay down straight. Maxine Belfon and Carl Caton, they're real buddies. So much so he calls Carl Mr. Miller. I don't know why, but that's how he calls you, right? We're not going to go into that, correct?
You want to go into
No, I don't really want to go into it.
Yeah.
Right, but that's how he calls you. That he refers to you as Mr. Miller. Yep. You'll probably go through it maybe another time. Could be later on in the morning.
Yeah.
Now, Maxine Belfon is the brother of a gentleman who went to, I don't know where he went to school. Let me not tell you where he went to. Let me say where he taught. He taught at the St. Patrick's Catholic School, the Roman Catholic school right here in St. Patrick. And those of you who hear the Belfon, I'm speaking of Keith Belfon. This is called him Billy.
Mm-hmm.
That's Maxine's brother, right? I'm saying this so that you guys can understand how Maxine and I were kind of interrelated somewhat. I'm saying this. Now, Keith Belfon has a son with a woman by the name of Patrice Donald. Now, Patrice Donald is my mother's third child, right?
Yeah.
So, Maxine's brother, his first child was with my sister, her first child and first son.
That's your nephew?
My nephew. So Maxine and I share nephews. We share a nephew.
Mm-hmm.
Hence the reason why Maxine is always on, throwing a comment. When he used to meet me, he'll throw a comment about NNP, and we thinking. So now the NDC have taken it on board to start to hit out and put fire on Maxine because he's reacting to us. Well, all is stupid.
Fire upon Rome?
Yeah, because he's reacting to us. But all is stupid. What you're doing, in essence, is pushing him away. That's what you're doing. And that is what, Carl? That's how we'll start this morning.
That's the hallmark of the Congress.
That's the hallmark of the Congress, to push people away.
Once you're not in agreement with them, you get names like traitor and sellout.
Mm-hmm. And Maxwin is now starting to feel the fire by his colleagues.
Yes.
By his colleagues. I mean, come on. How could you do that to the guy? Carl and I never went, we didn't go searching for Maxwin.
No.
We are in search of votes, yes. But we didn't go searching for Maxwin and say, okay, fine, we fixate on you, boy. No. We kind of know that Maxwin is a NDC and you know, it's nice to have around. But the fact that you all don't want him, Maxwin, Vanessa and so going to take care of you, all right? Don't worry about anything. They're going to take care of you.
The house is a home for all.
They're gonna welcome you into the house. Vanessa, handle Maxine for me, please. You are in control, Vanessa, on this one. Maxine is your baby to control, all right? Don't worry. All right, so what are you doing? Guy, what's up with you, guy? Guy, you want to see yourself on television? Okay, fine.
Nah,
I'm
man.
gonna make you available to you on television. Okay, what do I have to do? Okay, I think I have to do this. And then you will be available to you on television. Are you gonna look up there? There you are.
Wow.
Yeah, you look like Carl Caton.
Big Pop.
Big Carl. Big Carl the stalwart. Jill Williams, good morning, Jill. Roger Hilaire, what's up? Landon Jane, you all right? All right, Alison Brown, you haven't checked in for a while. Nice to have you back. Joanne Francis. Jill, how you going? Jill, I find you just let me go for these past couple of days. I felt rather bad not having you around. So, let me urge the Congress to continue pushing your members away. That it works for you, it works for me too. Continue pushing them away because I will know what to do with them.
You'll welcome them with open arms.
Well, not me, Vanessa and other ladies. You see, the thing about it is that we understand and know how to put people as, not ushers, but they are the ambassadors who will welcome you into the house. You know, Vanessa and Joanne and others. You understand?
Yeah.
They're ambassadors dressed in nice bright green. Speaking of bright green, Carl, you think there need to be a brighter green? What do you think? We have so many young people in the party.
Yeah, man, we have to represent.
I wonder if the authorities will be looking at that. There's so many young people in the party. And that bright green might be what they need to do.
The real green. Not no Baba green.
Not no Baba green. The real green. So, what gives? I know usually you have something big called the stalwart.
Independence Day.
Mm-hmm.
Another one passed.
48.
Interestingly, I was listening to you on Shoma recently, and somebody asked a question which I liked. The national dress. What you think on that? Are we going to get about, because the statement she made about for the 50th anniversary, I could agree that, however, but we don't want when the 50th time come, when the 50th anniversary reach us, that we not ready. What's your take on that, the national dress?
I believe that they've taken too long on this. A decision should have been made a long time ago. Too indecisive. Too indecisive. And it probably has gotten to the stage that they're indecisive because there are so many designs of high quality.
Yeah.
So probably what they needed to do is to reach out to a designer, right?
Mm-hmm.
reach out to a designer and say to that designer, hey, if they have 5, take these 5 and make 1. Right?
Yeah.
Then reach out to the 5 designers and say, look, this is what we've done. If you're going to give us a permission, we are going to publish it. If not, then we're going back to the drawing board. And everybody has to come up with a new design. So they have a chance, they have a choice now. These 5 designers, they have a choice to have their names, all of their names affixed to the national wear as co-designed by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And 6 because you're the 6th designer who took all to make the 1. But if that can't work, you can still choose 1. Or you say, okay, people, you go back to the drawing board and you have 6 months in which to complete this. But they have taken too long. They've really taken too long with this. This needs to roll out, Carl. It needs to roll out. The question you ask, are we going to be ready by year 50?
Yeah.
Which is 2024?
Yeah.
I don't think so. Because we are too indecisive. That's what the problem is. We are too indecisive. If you have a committee that give and say, look, go on out and design. When the designs reach back, choose 1.
Yeah.
Choose 1. You cannot be that indecisive. You have to do better than that. So and then remember, that with the national dress, it has to be something that it has to come twofold. National dress female, national dress male. Or for that, no, and you're laughing, yeah? But you understand that now, Carl?
Yeah. That's why.
Or for that matter, it might have to come threefold. National dress male, female.
An alternative.
Do you understand? So, get with it. Get with it. Do something. Do something. They need to do something.
Timelines need to be attachment. Timelines and.
Well, that's why I tried to tie Shoma down too, and she didn't bite on that one
because it is indecisive.
Yeah, they're indecisive on that, and that is terrible. That's not good. That's not good for us at all.
Okay. Well, the parade was virtual.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to look at it. Because I was doing a number of things. Because remember the station was off air and everything like that, and I have to be doing a number of things. So I didn't get a chance to really dig into it.
But based on discussion with person, it was good. Even so far, the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Mitchell was looking dapper. Man.
Well, duh. Tell me something. Come on, stop preaching to the choir. Tell me something. Tell me something that I don't know.
Feet as a feet, man.
Well, come on, man. Come on. What do you expect?
And what I picked up too, like, it was virtual in nature because one understands the time we operating with. But we continue to have this, I don't know, where, okay, some person saying, why virtual and then you go a cricket just now? But cricket, why you have the parade virtual, but the cricket with England would not be virtual?
That's a good question and a fair question to ask. But I believe that the authorities would know that there are some people who are really and truly into the nationalistic, into being so proud of their nation, and for one reason or another, they have not taken the vaccine and they would have loved to be there.
Definitely.
So hey, you know what? Let's do this thing virtual. And virtual too is the best thing to do to stop a super spread. Because all it takes one person coming in there, that person could have And it can happen with the cricket. It can happen with the cricket. Let's make no bones about it. But you have to understand that the cricket and that is the cricket is
one of the requirements in cricket, you have to be vaxxed.
You must be vaxxed. I mean, would the authorities have been willing to do so and say, well, you must be vaxxed to come inside of the stadium?
That would not make sense.
Then no, that would make no sense at all.
You'd have give a lot of men a platform to make noise on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You make no sense saying, I don't think it would have made any sense saying that. I think they did the best thing. Read the cricket. We are following the model. You know, because you really couldn't put vaccination, Carl, to an event. That's sending the wrong message.
Vaccination to an event like that, would have tantamount to discrimination.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't put a, and some folks have likened it onto, well, what about when it comes to carnival? Things like the shows for carnival, I am not even. I have not decided on that yet, Carl, where I'm going to go in relation to the shows for carnival. Whether or not vaccination should be, meaning the national shows. I'm talking Calypso Monarch, Panorama if they have, and Soca Monarch. Because one of the things that you might have to do, and that is why I believe these shows will end up being virtual. And I'll explain to you why I believe. Doesn't mean that it will be. But listen to this. What happens if you have an artist, i.e. soca artist, i.e. Boise, and he's in? Who's the defending champion? Boise, right?
Yeah, Boise.
Right. So he's in. Automatically he's in. And he is not vaccinated. What are you going to tell him?
You can't tell him nothing.
Are you going to tell him that he can't take part in the competition?
Under what thing?
Hence the reason why I believe that might end up being virtual with real strict conditions backstage. So you ensure people don't get in contact with people backstage. That could happen. But I don't see a thing like independence. No, you crazy? You can't do so and say independence away your vaccination card to come inside. You must be mad. That's political disaster. The best thing to do, virtual. Calypso Monarch, virtual. Soca Monarch, virtual. Honestly, I believe that it should be that way. Queen Show, virtual. Might have more people attending.
By home?
Yeah, but I think that they did the best thing. And again, for me, what stood out for me in the Prime Minister's, in everything that he said, you know what stood out for me, Carl?
What?
Persons who would have served this country and persons who continue to serve this country, we do not recognize them the way we should. We don't. Prime Minister says, hey, Shatta, what are you doing with this one now? The persons who have served, persons who have gotten probably to almost the end of their service, and we're going to recognize them. So in Grenville, for instance, this is a for instance, in Grenville, because this is one that pops to mind, you might end up with a street, Ralph Bowler Street. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
And thus the Bowler family will feel good. Wow. They recognize our dad or uncle or brother or whatever. Yeah? The wife is still alive. She might say, my husband has received that sort of recognition and feel good about it. In Soteas, yeah. It might be nice to probably call a little spot in Soteas Herbert Blaze spot. Why? He worked at the post office here.
Okay.
He worked at the post office in St.
Herbert Augustus Blaze.
Herbert Augustus Blaze. So it may be nice, you know, or if when they redo the revenue office and everything like that, when they redo it, and call it the Herbert Augustus Blaze Revenue Office.
Yeah.
Because he worked here. So when the Prime Minister made that statement, Carl, I felt really good for our heroes. I felt really good for our people who have served. And I think that, and I wait to hear your thing. It's probably one of the best things that the Prime Minister has said for a long time.
Now, there's this particular mantra that to whom much is given, much is required. But I look at it to who make a lot of sacrifice, they ought to be recognized. And too often and that's come back to the whole independent thing and national pride, right?
Mm.
Sometimes you feel like you're crying out in the wilderness when you serve and you give all of your meaningful years in service to the village, the country, and so on. And then when you would depart, like nothing happens. And even along those lines, I don't think we should wait until the persons would have transitioned to recognize many. You could recognize them now. Albeit, the structure and so on to get it done might take a little while, but I see that as a brilliant idea.
No, based on how the Prime Minister, he spoke about it and the passion that he had in speaking about it, I'm sure that's something that is on his front burner.
I view this stage of the Prime Minister, Dre, that's my 2 cents or my view. There are a lot of things that need to be put in structure in this country. He has the opportune time, now is the opportune time for he to lead the charge in most of those things, Andrew. He have some things that are to be done. He has his legacy is already cast in stone. Nobody can take it away from him. However, that is one of the things like what we just discussing. And there are others. What I think before he exit this in officially, because he said it will be his last one, he don't intend to serve again. But before he finally exit this in, I think he's well placed to put a lot of things in motion, even at least in motion. My view, the Constitution even is one of them. That's my view.
Could be. Once we do the correct him and give him the 15 again, then Constitution could be part of the thing.
Then you have a lot of issues what affects the day-to-day running of the place in terms of, I don't talk about in governance and, like for instance, when you traverse the roads, everybody want to set up a little place here and cause obstruction and so on. Put rules and regulations to treat with a lot of them things in it. And I think he has only right to champion them things in it. That's my view. So when he leaves, at least something is a work in progress. Because for all that he has led this country and achieve, there are some who say nothing is being done. That's a matter for them, and I'm not even responding to that. I'm just telling you. I see that as and on the extension, I would endeavor to bring those my thoughts to bear as we continue to be on the extension. But in terms of the parade was on point. In terms of his speech was on point. But with everything he does or say in recent times, persons align it to what? An election speech, election budget, election, not election. Be that as it may, he well spoke. So the speech writers and them, they did justice to the thing. And he dressed in a manner to match the speech. I was impressed. But in terms of independence, your view here, as an independent nation, where you think we are as a country? Have we moved by leaps and bounds, or are we just meandering along? But because to me there's a particular divide in terms of recognition. I want your take on it, though.
Have we moved by leaps and bounds?
Or are we just wallowing?
Movement has taken place.
Okay.
Most definitely. In 1974, flights were landing at Pearls. 2022. Flights no longer land at Pearls.
Cold tiny Pearls.
What's that?
I say cold tiny Pearls.
Cold tiny Pearls. But that does not mean, because based on in 2022, what you're hearing now is that based on the development which is to take place in Livera, there is a possibility that a component of that development
could reach Pearls.
Could reach Pearls. So we have moved. In 1974, our roads were definitely not as good as they are today. That's one. Two, we did not have as many roads or access to property by such good roads as we do now. So we have definitely moved from 1974. In 1974, Carl, our police force, the security of our nation, was not in such good hands as it is today.
Or well trained.
Well trained. Or better trained, put it that way.
Yeah.
Better trained. Training will continue. In 1974, education was not at this level, Carl. We have to understand that. Education was not at this level. You still had children not having access to secondary schools. Granted, after after Gary's regime or Gary's rule, you would have only had St. Mark's becoming a full secondary, St. The Grenville Secondary School.
Lawanga?
No, that wasn't Lawanga. Okay. Lawanga was up by Convent.
Okay.
The Grenville Secondary School becoming a full Grenville, it was called Junior Sec.
Yeah.
Becoming a full secondary school. Mm-hmm. And we have seen the building of the Wester Hall Secondary School as a new secondary school. We have seen the commissioning of
Happy Hill.
Well, that was the building of Happy Hill Secondary School. And then, and we're talking after 74, eh?
Yeah.
J.W. Fletcher Memorial, that's a secondary school now. So we've had those after 1974, which tells you that more children have been given access. Granted, the greater percentage of our secondary schools happened within the Eric Gary era. But the fact that more secondary schools were commissioned and the others built in that particular period, Carl Keaton, it simply tells us that we have moved in terms of education. Definitely. Look at, we now have T.A. Marisha Community College. That was just Teachers College back then. No, it's a full college. persons from other islands come and go to school at T.M. Marisha Community College. We don't know, or we don't pay closer attention to it, but they do. We've seen the development of the St. George's University. As a matter of fact, it was School of Med for only medicine. Now, name change, St. George's University. Our health care, albeit that we still need to do work, continuously work has to be done in health. But when you look at what we had to what we have now, Carl, we have to admit that there has been development. So when you ask whether or not we have developed by leaps and bounds, I say to you, not necessarily by leaps and bounds. And do we really want leaps and bounds of development? I say to you, we have developed. We have come a long way, to coin the words of Cecil Belfont, Flying Turkey. We have come a long way. But Carl, in Cecil's own words, we have a long way to go. And that is a fact. We have a long way to go. We have hotels before Keita. The only hotel outside of St. George's was Sam's Inn. Now, everybody wants to go to Pitians. Pitians is full almost every weekend. People wanting to get away from the hustle and the bustle and just come and just chill. Now, Liver Project, that has started based on what you've told me.
Yeah.
That has started. Liver Project has started. So, yes, we have progress, but we got ways to go. There's no doubt about that. So, look at Carriacou. The development of the airport in Carriacou has taken place. That is progress. Before, you had a time when there was no fire engine or the Alpha engine that wasn't working or whatever. One of the newest fire engines in Grenada is in Carriacou. Granted, they probably need one or two more. But telemedicine can work through the hospital in Carriacou and the hospital here. That can happen. So we have grown. And here's my good friend, Maxine Belfont. Do you know that guy?
Zico.
He's saying, and coming on stream will be a culinary school. So he knows. So we have grown. Contrary to popular belief, we have grown.
Contrary not to popular belief, contrary to some belief.
Right. Listen to this. To some belief, correct. Listen to this, Carl. Back then, the 20-year-olds who owned a vehicle, or the 19-year-olds who owned a vehicle, got that from their parents. Yeah? Their parents sat down and said, okay, fine. Or they could use their father's car to go wherever. Today, the 19 and the 20-year-olds, they bunks in their own key car. So we have grown. Before, we had a development of housing scheme in St. Mark. I think there was one in Grand Anse.
There was in Telescope.
There was in Telescope. Now we are seeing development of housing areas all in Carriacou. We have grown. We have grown. And I tell you something that speaks to our growth. Dr. Keith Mitchell has won the election so many times, Carl, with his NNP.
Yeah, 5 times.
No, I don't know. I'm asking you. Don't give me maybe. Check it for yourself. Just tell me. Honestly, bro.
3 and 2, 5.
He got 315s.
Yeah.
And then he had an 8.7?
Yeah.
And what was before the 8.7?
It was 15 before the 8.7.
Was it 15 before the 8.7?
Yeah.
So one of the 15s.
Remember, he had 3 toms and then 08 came. And then he had 2 again, so like 5.
That speaks to what? And that will define our growth. What does that speak to?
Stability.
I rest my case. So the only thing that we have to do is to just continue the stability. You have said it for yourself, so you know that we have grown. If we have gotten to that level of stability, we have grown. Them guys and them who driving bus and thing these days is young guys with swag.
Yeah, so what I'm trying to say in terms of the road walk and road network, we couple used to run bus and car passing, you know?
Not only that, Jennifer walking in high heels there.
Okay. No, I agree with your sentiments. However, I think the independence part of the thing is being trivialized by some based on political allegiance. And as we were discussing here on Monday, when Mr. Lal Singh was here, and the whole independence saga, when we wanted independence, but not under Gary. And I think we still have this complexity here. We want certain things of national development and interest, but not under whoever we do like. And as an independent nation, we have to understand, and we tout in me and Martin, and we speaking about Barbados and so on when it suits us. But if we take a page from their book, in terms of national development, when it's come for national development, and things that is for growing, that we all have to be part of the process. We can't fight in it down or demonizing it and hope that we go inherit it when we demonize it bad enough. And to me, we as a person have to understand independence, and we have to understand the political ramifications of independence as against the economic part of independence. Because if you're checking on economics and saying we are doing that and we have to buy that and we still do that, then no country really independent, because every country has to get something from somewhere. Mostly, and even in all the metropolitan countries like America, England, and Canada, it's persons from all local who go up there and build those places. You know? So are you saying they are independent too and they have to wait for us to come and help them to do it? So I think one has to understand the true meaning of independence, where you are able to make decisions politically for yourself. And yes, and we are so democratic now, as you close by saying the NNP has been here 5 times. Stability. The enabling atmosphere for things to thrive. So in that context, yes, we have grown.
There's one thing I should have said that I didn't say, and I feel really bad. I feel really bad about it.
Speak your truth.
Agriculture.
Yes.
We have moved, and I'm just going to use this one thing. We have moved from a fruit of the forest to a fruit that is exported and brings millions to the country.
That fruit.
Sauersup.
Okay.
Sausup's a forest fruit.
Yes.
Nobody planted sauersup and had whole range of sauersup, half an acre, 2 acres of sauersup. No. It was a forest fruit, Carl. When you kite cut and you go and look for your kite, you see a sauersup, you and your friend animal, you mash it up.
And then on which one or not, you see our 10 spoil ahead because somebody passed it along.
Exactly. So it has moved from a forest fruit, you know, to a fruit that is exported and brings millions into the country. And you're telling me we have not progressed?
Yeah, so
We have to be very careful when we use this word progress. Have we progressed? Yes, we have. We have a long way to go. Of course, I agree. No one was born and stood up and started to walk and say, give me a bit. No one.
We have progressed so much, Andre, that all and sundry and greater now know the rights, my rights. If we didn't progress as a nation, men didn't know what the rights are. And even when they circumvent or subvert the rules and laws of this country, they still saying it's their right so to do. So yes, we have grown.
We have grown.
We have not finished yet, but we have grown.
Let me tell you this, Carl. Before, when I was going to town, okay, no, I didn't town, huh? When I was going to town, Carl, Haley Roy, Dignity, Bower, those are the buses.
Yeah.
All going where? From St. Patrick.
Yeah.
Through St. David.
Eastern Corridor.
Eastern Corridor. Not even over the hills, you know.
No.
Eastern Corridor into
the market.
Those are the choices, and of course on the western side you have the Gaiety and what have you, not on the western side. Those are the choices, you know.
So
today, I can take a bus from here, go to Grenville, drop off and decide whether or not I want to go St. David's or go over the hills. Alright? I can do that today. So I have choices, so many more choices to get to town. And the trip to town from here was, what, 2 hours plus on the bus?
And not only that, you have to be on time. If you lose it, you have to forget that trip for the day. You know? You couldn't go at your own time, innit? The time is not set.
No. You can leave here at any time to go to town, Carl.
Yeah.
You decide, Chucks, I have something to do in town at 3 o'clock. Well, you better take a bus. Based on them bus areas around this, you better take a bus at 12 to reach for the 3 o'clock. But nonetheless, you could still do that, Carl. You couldn't do that back then.
But not only that, Dre, you have taxi services too. It might cost you a little extra, however, you ride in comfort.
There you go. You don't get air condition.
Yeah.
There you go. So, yes, we have. And to coin again, go back to Cecil, as in Belfon, Flying Turkey, and we have come a long way. But we have a long way to go. Like Barbados, they have come a long way, but they have a long way to go. Like Trinidad, they have come a long way, but they have a long way to go. Like St. Vincent, they have come a long way, but they have a long way to go. Independence, Carl, is a continuous process. It's not that you're independent and then that is it.
No.
And you stand up and you say, okay, fine, I don't important thing, so I am fully independent. No!
And we as a people determine the pace of growth too. You know?
Well, if we don't want to...
Because if we continue to jackass the thing, we jackassing the growth. You know?
If we don't want to import things, we better we start making car. And boss.
These arguments are irrelevant, Dre. It only comes when they cannot properly defend why they're saying we're not independent, so they just throw all these things on them.
So they don't bring them to me. Don't bring them for me.
Because even clothes, if people making local clothes, even our traditional way, as we spoke about it earlier, the dashiki and them, they don't wear in that.
Let me tell you something. You speak about clothes, eh? And listen to this, which is instructive as you just say. In order to get a locally sewn t-shirt, we had to go to St. George's,
Yeah.
No longer we go just there in Pearls. A place we used to call what? Pig Pen, remember?
Mm-hmm.
We go just there in Pearls. Call on the WhatsApp, we coming to you. Hang on a second. We go just there in Pearls to get a locally sewn t-shirt, a locally sewn uniform for children? Uniforms for children?
Yeah.
To go to school?
Yeah.
And you telling me that we haven't come a long way?
And you have places within the country, you could get anything written on those t-shirts and so on.
Well, there's a printing place right there.
I'm just telling you.
But and mind you, outside of this Grenada Tees, which is right next to us here, there are individuals in St. Patrick's who does customized work, you know.
Yeah.
Come on. I tell the caller, call on WhatsApp, hold on, I'm coming to you, you aggressive, I'm coming to you, I see you there. What is Antonio Peters saying? There's a small issue going on that I ain't even going to that negativity now. I don't have information on that, so I wouldn't read it out, Antonio. I don't know. So I ain't endeavoring. If you have background information that you can share with me, you know my number, share it with me, and then I'll be able to speak to it. But as you put it there, I ain't even speaking it. Let people read it for themselves. Let's see who the scholar is. Good morning. Hello?
Morning.
Yes.
Morning.
Yes, good morning.
Yeah, Mr. Andre, Magic Jack lady, a long time I didn't make a little comment.
Mm-hmm.
If you will allow me, please, I have 3 points I want to make quickly. First, I want to ask you kindly, I need the guy who talk about the marijuana and the 2 guys' number. I want to try to talk to them concerning my son who cannot take the synthetic medication.
Hello, my friend. I sort of lost you there. You spoke about the guy who spoke to the marijuana. What do you want from him?
If I could get the numbers, please. I want to talk to them concerning my son is very sick with this epilepsy and he cannot take the synthetic medication. You know?
And where is your son?
Number, please.
Where is your son?
In Grenada.
Your son is in Grenada.
I'm in the U.S.
Okay, if your son is in Grenada and he has that problem, they will not be able to help you per se. What you need to do is to speak to your doctor, because unless there is some decriminalization or legalization, they are not medical doctors who will be able to help you. If your son was in the US, it would have been a different situation. So you will have to get your son's doctor here, speak to that doctor, and see whether or not there's an avenue that can allow the doctor to prescribe. But then again, when he prescribes it, where do we get it? Where does he get it from? So it's a lot more. Yeah, but if you buy it there and it may not be allowed to be shipped into Grenada. Do you understand? You might have to hide it in a barrel. And you don't want that. You don't want that. So you need to speak to your son's doctor and let the doctor take it from there.
Okay, Miss Andre. Still, I would like to talk to those guys. If you would,
I cannot give you the numbers. I cannot give you the numbers. I'm sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
You cannot. Okay.
No, I cannot give you the numbers. I couldn't do that. If you'd want, I can give them your number, but I cannot give you.
Sure, do that.
Okay, I will do that.
I agree. Okay.
All right.
Do that, please.
Yes, I'll do my best.
2 more points.
Yeah?
I want you to go back in history. You see that Dr. Keith Mitchell, he has been called to rule Grenada for a period of time, and nobody could remove him until God says so. I know why I'm saying that. When I come home, I will share more on that. Listen, I want us to go back in time where you see that Dr. Keith Mitchell acknowledge Eric Matthew Gary. I can't remember the year, but from since that time, Mr. Andre, that independence celebration has changed. Ask anybody. That has happened because of what Dr. Keith Mitchell had done with Uncle Gary and give him that vehicle. 2, I want us to Look at that. Let me first say that the program y'all are doing are very, very good and interested and uplifting to us. And y'all are bringing out a lot of good points. For the national dress, I hear you and Mr. Cato talking about that. I think that should be mandated before our 50th anniversary, so people will have accessibility to get all what it needs to be really in on par for that 50th time. Another thing, Mr. Rollo, every time Mr. Rollo talking on this constitution thing, I would like y'all to get, I heard Mr. Joseph, I think he was a lawyer, whatever, in our country. I want y'all, if y'all could get him to talk about this thing and put this man to a stop with what he's saying. This is not good. This has been going on too long, and I heard another guy talk about it. This has been going on too long. On your program, what you all have every Friday morning, I don't know if it would be a good time to do it. You know what I'm saying? Get somebody. We got to get this thing out of the way with what Mr. Rollo keep going on it. Up to last night, he and Brzezinski and them talking about it, please. So these are my points, Mr. Andrew, and please give the guys my number so we could talk some more.
I will do that.
Because why I'm saying that, because I used to work with some people who had a kind of similar problem, and they have the medication where I have tried it with my son already. So I want to talk some more especially to the guy here who is in Maryland, so I could get some more information.
Good, no problem.
Thank you so much.
I'll do that.
Okay, good. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. Instructive conversation. I like your word, instructive.
Yes.
But she said something here that is I wouldn't call it interesting, but noteworthy. And it is this, Carl. I cannot understand. I cannot understand why Grenadians, as intelligent as we are, would allow one person to control their narrative continuously. Now, you have to understand something. This gentleman that she speaks about, Mr. Rollo, he listens. I know for a fact that he does.
Citizen Rollo.
If you would call him that, he's not the only citizen in Grenada, so I'm not going to affix that to him. Mr. Rollo is enough respect.
Self-styled Citizen Rollo.
Have it your way. Still wouldn't go that way with Andre. Now, Mr. Rollo continues to speak a lot of times to things that he does not know.
Yeah.
But how he coins it, it makes it sound believable.
Yeah.
How he coins it, it makes it sound believable. And Grenadians have to learn, we are an intelligent people, but what we have to learn to do is to think a bit more.
Independent.
Be more independent. Going right back to the same, what you started with. Be more independent in your thought. And stop letting people like Andre Donald and Carl Caton and Mr. Rollo and stuff, stop letting these people do so and tap on your head. Think for yourselves. I don't come with fancy speech, you know. When I come and I say to you, hey, you need to do so and read up on your constitution and make up your mind about something, that's what I say. I don't come and coin something and tell you the Constitution is not constituted and all kind of. I don't do that. But people who do that, you let them do so and control your mind and control your narrative. And Our good friend who just called, Carl, she wants us to do so and have a conversation so that we could try to beat back what Mr. Rollo says. No! A tree in the forest, not fall, don't make noise if nobody hears you. Good morning.
Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, Carl. Good morning, sir.
Morning, how you doing?
Not bad. Yeah, Andrew, just remind the lady. It was in...
Can you speak? Just speak up, please, yeah? I'd like people to hear loud and clear.
Okay. I said it was in 1996, when Dr. Mitchell made the contribution of the vehicle to Sir Eric on Independence Day. That was in 96.
Mm-hmm.
PE 77, my black t-shirt. However, I want to support the fact that you spoke about the change of names in Grenville. And I think that that's a step in the right direction. That is something I've always spoken about many years ago. Because in Grenville is too British-like. Too many streets in Grenville is named after British governors, like Stendhal, Stephen Brown, Stephen James, George Patterson, George V, and so forth. So I think that there should be a shift, to make it more localized in St. Andrews. And you look at somebody as Creswell Julian, who has served with distinction in St. Andrews. He lives on the Salisbury Road. Salisbury was a Lord Salisbury who was a Secretary of State. So why can't we not have a Creswell Julian Street in Grenville? And then that is something that the people in Grenada, and especially people in St. Andrews and who went to Strasbourg and so forth, could relate to. You understand? You have people like Miss Benjamin, who lives on Victoria Street. Miss Benjamin was one of the first members of the 1974 cabinet. So I think that coming into our 50th anniversary, we need to do something in recognition to these people. The next thing I would like to see coming into the 50th anniversary is to demonstrate that flag, the national flag, that which was hoisted on the night of independence. That flag has been tucked away at the National Stadium. Not at the stadium, but at the museum, right? The authentic flag, the one that was hoisted when the Union Jack was lowered on Independence Day. Because what we have now is not the authentic national flag. And I have a problem with that. And I know a lot of our people have never seen the authentic Grenadian national flag. If you look at our national flag today, the nutmeg is not even what we know nutmeg to be. You understand? And so I would like to see that the national flag is being demonstrated. And as you said earlier, the national dress, I think that we are dragging foot too much on it. In the same way that you had a committee before independence to come up with the design and the flag and the colors and so forth, and there was a number of submissions before we arrived on what we have today. So the same thing, as you say, could use 5 or 6 designers, and they could come up with different ideas. That could happen because it was done already. When the national anthem had to be done, there was a competition for the anthem. A number of submissions was taken until we came up with a combination between 2 persons, and we have our national anthem today. So I think that we have 2 years in order to get this thing correct, and we must start now. And by the 49th, going into the 50th, we should see some changes in the names of our streets and other historical areas in our country. I would like to see some of these things happen. In St. Mark, for instance, there's an area in St. Mark which they call Hero Square. But I do not know how it is being done, what they are portraying there. But Julian Fedor is a very important figure and a character in this area. For instance, Julian Fedor has 8 brothers and sisters, and 7 of them were born in St. Mark. So we should be able to identify the area. It's an area in St. Mark which they refer to as the Lancer Estate and Lancer House. The other brothers and sisters were baptized in the St. Rose Catholic Church in St. Mark. And I am of the firm opinion they are still direct descendants of Julian Fedor who are living in Grenada. Because when you, for instance, the estate which Fedor had in Victoria, in St. Mark, which was a 38-acre coffee and cocoa estate, that was sold to Francois Philip. So we still have Philip in Victoria. We still have other persons like Vento, Philip, Pierre, Etienne, who was part of the Fedor. So they must be, I am of the firm opinion that they are direct descendants of Julian Fedor. But they are not using the name Fedor because they were afraid of the brutality of the British. So they are now using that some of the middle names, like Etienne, for instance. So I think that we can do a little more research on the Fedors in Grenada, and especially in the St. Mark area. We had quite a number of French families who were living there, and for the 50th anniversary, we can see a little more or understand a little more of the people who shaped our country into our independence.
All right, let me just say this to you. I understand and appreciate everything that you just said, but what is very important here is that you need to play your part. And even if it means doing some simple pamphlets to be handed out to people at various occasions, you need to do it. Some salient points in relation to our history. You know too much to be doing so little. Good?
Thank you.
You go down low, eh?
No, not low, because Andrew, one of the things I wanted to do before independence was to have a picture of our flag posted. When I went to the museum, right, the person in charge of the museum told me they do not have permission to give anybody permission, because I spoke to them days before and I told them that the lady had agreed with me that I would get a picture of the authentic flag. When I went there, she said no, that she do not have permission from the board of directors that anybody should see or to take a picture of our national flag.
So then here's what we do. Because you want to do something like that, Carl Caton and Andre Donald will work along with you. You will give us an idea of some of the things that you want to do or some of the places you want to visit, and we will do our best to make sure that you have access so that at least by December of 2022, you would have something that we can say, okay, fine, let's go to production with this for this year, for next year's independence, meaning 2023, and then we continue to work and have something nice and big for 2024 or 50th. And that will be like your personal contribution to the whole thing. Because in relation, we can write to the board of directors of the museum. I believe I know one. I'm not sure if I know others, but I know one person who is on the board of directors. So we can write to them and say, okay, fine, we like permission to view, to take a picture, to do whatever, because we intend to do X, Y, Z. You need to work with people. Maybe, as I said, Carl and I will put ourselves available, we make ourselves available, and you can maybe get some other persons in your locale and say, hey, let's form a committee so that we can do this. Because if we don't, you probably going to run up against that big stone, not calling the person a big stone, but you run up against that again, and we don't want that to happen.
Yeah, thank you very much on that, Ajay. Because you see, because so many things have been distorted. Because not too long ago, about a few days ago, I heard a journalist on another program was saying that our flag was hoisted in darkness. That is not true, because the Donovan provided light for the hoisting of the flag from generators. It is true that the country was in darkness, because you have to understand that the trade union leader, TAU leader, the president of TAU, was the chairman of the committee of 22 who did not want independence under Eric Matthew Gary.
Who was that?
Curtis Short.
Curtis Short.
He was the president of TAU, and TAU represented the electricity company. So it was not in the interest of the chairman, who is the president of TAU, who represented the Grenada electricity company workers, to have the country electrified for independence. You have to understand it was a fight against Eric Gary. And who were behind it? And Eric Matthew Gary was the envy of union leaders in Grenada, because he's the only union leader in Grenada to have a political party born out of the union and become successful from chief minister to premier to take the country to independence. And you have to understand too that the same people who supported in 1962 Grenada going into a unitary state with Trinidad and Tobago, they failed to take Grenada into a unitary state, and Gary was successful. So Eric Matthew Gary was successful in taking Grenada into to independence. A lot of jealousy, covetousness. The same thing happened today with Dr. Kit Mitchell. He's like the replica of Eric Matthew Gary. In terms of the political realm of our country. And that is what the lady said this morning, that when Dr. Mitchell embraced Sir Eric, when the court awarded Sir Eric Matthew Gary compensation for his property that was confiscated by the revolution, Nicholas Bradford said he preferred to go to jail than to give Eric Gary a penny. In 1995, when the New National Party won its first term, then in 96, the year after the independence, because NNP came into office in June of 95, and in the independence of 96, Dr. Kit Mitchell gave a car, PE77, a black Peugeot, and the compensation was guaranteed for Eric Matthew Gary. GULP supporters gravitated with NNP. How could you be this combination? I close my case.
Thank you very much. As I said, we need to work together.
Food for thought.
I'll make it some time, because I think so. We some things need to be clarified. We need some things to be done, man. And I really can go along with
you know what? Here's what we can do. Next Friday morning, we dedicate the first hour of our program to you. So we are asking you to make yourself available here at the studio next Friday morning.
No problem.
You can be here about 7:15, so we can start the first hour at 7:30 with you. Good?
No problem.
All right, great. Bye-bye.
I have no problem with that. I thank you very kindly.
All right, brethren. Take care.
I'll be there.
All right, good.
Thank you. Fine.
You can't argue with that.
I wonder why Keith Mitchell didn't ensure that the car was PE74.
Maybe he couldn't get a number.
Oh, you can't get a number? Take it away from somebody?
The Prime Minister doesn't operate so.
No, well, he had to do it? Instruct the traffic department to do it? Speak to the commissioner of police?
You might have some symbol to 7, you never know.
You never know. But you know 7 is the number, eh?
Yeah.
What number is 7?
Complete. Neyman had to dip 7 times in the Jordan.
7 golden candlesticks.
And then he dipped 6 times and there was no change. And he decided to go in and his servant said, well, you have to go.
You had to go. One more.
Yeah.
And bam, change take place. So 7 is a complete number. Dr. Michelle knows here. Listen, man, I have to speak to this. 5 minutes ago, somebody said, good morning, everyone. And the name Erlene Williams. So I'm like, Erlene Williams? I'm like, no. Let me do something. I quickly rushed on Facebook to see if it is the same Erlene Williams that I know. And it is.
Who's that person?
Erlene Williams.
Who goes there?
Oh, she's a cousin of mine.
Okay.
I have not made contact with Erlene for what?
Eons?
30 odd years?
Wow.
Yeah. 35 odd years?
Yeah.
Yeah. We probably might go to 40 odd years? Close to 40, yeah. And she's saying, yes, it's me. Girlfriend, I looked on your Facebook page and I saw it was you. Cuz, what's up? And my gosh, you've turned into a hottie? So don't look at my cousin Carl. Come on.
Andre Donald.
Don't look at my cousin.
Rein in yourself.
My cousin is a hottie right there. Hey, Erlene. Hey, nice, man. You must link sometime. Oh, the number is 457-6188. Alright, so you can WhatsApp me. 457-6188. Cuz it's nice seeing you, man. Nice seeing you. Really nice seeing you. Good morning to you. How you doing?
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
And good morning to Mr. Caton.
Morning, Cliffy.
Right. Wealth of knowledge just pour out there. And I think you are totally right that the gentleman is keeping down himself and we have to get what he have in him out of him. So I support that adventure between you and him next Friday. And it brought us back to a lot of thinking. Because yesterday or last night, we were hearing Mr. What's his name again? Baptiste giving some ideas or making some statements, some of which is true and some of which is not true. So we need to do a lot of clearing up. Again, we heard Mr. Jude Bernard giving some again, like the government, they want to assist in the command pack and they are not getting the privilege from the government and they are not aware whether the government sold they still come back with that, they're not aware if the government sold the command pack or if it's still for sale. So we need to get some clearance on those things, and I think the way forward or the way you're going is the right way to get it. So those in authority who could explain will explain. And we need to get all the information that we could get from Mr. Brave Boy, because I think he has a wealth of information. All what he said there is true. Gary was seen as the biggest devil in Grenada, but he was still seen as the man that brought Grenada to independence. And it was quite true that the aristocrat persons didn't want independence under Gary. Didn't want independence under Gary. So while Gary would have his difference and have his fault, Gary have brought some success. And you were quite right, Mr. Andre. A lot of development have taken place in Grenada, whereas we have a long way to go, but a lot of things have happened. And because it depends on which side of the political fence you sit, we see it as nothing was done. Because Mr. Deacon said that a few weeks ago, that for 40 years, nothing significant was done in Grenada. So he's claiming that the two terms that the NDC have, they didn't do anything. So he is there now perhaps to do what they didn't do. Because NC did have 2 terms in Grenada. So, and he's saying that nothing was done in 40 years. So you see, we have to be very careful because it depends on which side of the fence you sit. you see it in a broad way, or you see it in a dark way, you see it for one side. So we need to open it. So I will be glad if you can get permission to intercede into certain things that perhaps may look locked now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Audrey, that's one of the things the caller before Clifford. That is things we have to pass on. That's part of the baton passing on to those after us, Trey. Because you realize if this guy don't pass this thing on, that would just dead a natural death.
Who's that? Brave
the
boy?
Information.
Brave boy, yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's
why we have to start. We have to start to put it down.
Yes.
And that's why at the same time, hey, let's do something for next independence, and then something bigger for the 50th anniversary. Brave Boy is not one who doesn't speak. He has been speaking for a long time. And I'm wondering if we are the only ones hearing Brave Boy. When we have an independence committee, it gives me the impression that these people on the committee, that they're only independence committee for 2 or 3 months before independence, and then they go dormant until next time again.
Because most people see independence as an event, Andre.
It shouldn't be.
They see it as an event.
What is stopping them from at least having some sort of a dialogue with Brave Boy? And say, okay, fine, let's listen to you and let's listen to what you have. And for that matter, it may be a situation that they might come to and realize, no, we need to get somebody who can sit with you.
Yeah.
And scribe. And then we get somebody who can put it together and tell a story. And that may be something of a project that we can work on and release a book. Of course, the information would have been double checked, but we release a book or have the first reading of a book.
Yes.
For the 50th anniversary?
50th anniversary, well placed. Well, Andre, you hit a note there, and you have to understand, and you talk about the committee or the persons responsible for the Independence Committee or the Celebrations Committee as it is. And if you look at the construct of most of those committees, Dre, it tells you what to expect or how deep would that committee go. And sometimes when those committees are set up, in my view, it's only basically for grandstanding. And the whole gist of the whole thing about independence, that is why some people keep telling you we do independent, because all this information, even what Brave Boy just drop on us, for most parties unknown, the struggles and how we should appreciate independence. Because the struggles to get us to independent or to get us to where we at, Dre, a lot of us don't know. So we tend not to appreciate it because we don't know. It's like you wake up and then every 7th of February, you dress up in ice green and gold, you cook oil down, you go in the park, you watch the parade, and then you go home. But what it means to get to that point, what sacrifice was made to get to that point, what it took from all our foreparents, ably led by E.M. Geary at the time to get to that point, even as so much as persons will tell you 2 delegations went up, the one came back and said no, and then the next, and when E.M. Geary said it's in the bag. So the constant struggle and understanding the fact that independence yes, but not under E.M. Geary. Because we still remain a class society, you know, Andre. Even we might not want to admit it loudly, color of the melanin in my skin is still thing. The melanin in Dr. Keith Mitchell's skin is of the same type of the melanin in E.M. Gary. And they refer to them in a derogatory way. You know. When they say them a little bug boy, they don't mean good. And they refer to these two champions, these two heroes in derogatory terms. And we're not educating the citizenry, the contribution, or to get us to where we are, the struggles, the sacrifice these people make. And either one of these two gentlemen, maybe their life would have been easier if they didn't come and sacrifice all for the people. And that's something we have to recognize. So whether you like a person or not, in terms of the construct of independence and nation, Grenada as a nation, and contribution made by E.M. Gary and Keith Claudius Mitchell, we ought to recognize that because we still remain a class society and we still give people credence based on the melanin of the skin. And that's something we have to get away.
Based on the lack thereof.
Well, the amount.
Yeah, the amount of
based
melanin.
on the Malpighian layer?
Yeah, based on that.
Because we give people with less melanin an easy pass. Even when they do nothing, we tend to defend them and say they good and they do whatsoever. But who has contributed through blood, sweat, and tears and had to bear that cross? Even Rasta don't bear any cross alone. But they bear the cross alone. But we still beat up on them. And we tend to go as them people are from Mount Caucasus, how they view people with plenty melanin. Because they come from Mount Caucasus.
You know what's interesting, eh? You will hear the statement, that Rasta man up there.
Yeah.
And then you hear another statement, you know that fair skin Rasta living up there?
Yeah. Nice looking.
Nice looking, nice hair. But the Rasta man.
Yeah.
He ain't getting that forward, eh?
No.
That fair, that light skin Rasta with the nice hair that living up there. All of a sudden, Rasta had nice hair.
Yeah.
But the Rasta man, hair don't nice.
Yeah.
And that is the same thing that you're speaking about in relation to Eric Gary, Sir Eric Gary.
Not Sir Eric, the Right Honorable.
The Right Honorable Sir Eric Matthew Gary. Matthew Gary. And the Right Honorable Dr. Keith Claudius Mitchell. Those two. They get all the hits. They get all the hits.
After doing the most.
After doing the most. Ignatius still gets forward to today, you know.
Yes.
After Ignatius cut off all the this thing and plant what? What you cut off that thing and plant what?
Bananas.
After Ignatius do that, you know. Ignatius changed the whole face of the Belvedere State.
Yes.
And made a mistake as far as I'm concerned.
Yes.
But Ignatius still gets forward for that because of his pigmentation. And I do not mean that in any derogatory manner. I'm just saying that is what happened. Tillman Thomas, Nicholas
Brathwaite.
Yeah. They get the forward, you know.
Yes.
They get the forward because lack thereof. Class. You know, Amandu's son said to me, well, you have Uncle Gary and you have, how do you call Mr. Thomas? How do you call him?
Uncle Tilly.
Uncle Tilly. Why you have for Keith Mitchell? I say he is brother and will always be brother. That's how I see him and that's how he sees himself, as a brother to all of us. He ain't see himself above anybody. He sees himself on the same level, so he's a brethren.
He's one of us.
He's one of us. He's a brother.
Well, check the upbringing. The names you call. Check the upbringing. Check the contrast in the upbringing. One understands everything about the tapestry of Grenville. One understands what it means to do have. And that he want to tend to try to balance the thing, eh? For all and sundry, the greater good for the greater number. And that is instructive, you know, because many times in discussion with people, they tend to speak of the Right Honorable Dr. Kit Mitchell. And when you ask them, oh, why are you saying that, they don't really have a reason for saying what they're saying. And in terms of nation building and our heroes, we have to show some respect. Add some respect to the thing. And not just go about laissez-faire and running, shooting up at the mouth. So
it's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.drealfmgrenada.com. Yes, the extension for today, Friday. Carl, you know, we forgot to tell folks that we have a shortened extension today. Yeah, we forgot to tell you folks that we have a shortened extension today, but nonetheless, it is still the extension. Stay with us.
What time are we going up to?
There comes a time in every household when a loved one passes on, and we all need the support and guidance of a trusted friend. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home has been your dedicated friend. And now, for your convenience and added financial ease, we introduce specially designed complete funeral packages from as low as $5,500. Same professional quality services, but now greater choices at the lowest possible prices. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. Conditions apply. Serving you from locations in St. George's, Grenville, and Carriacou. Call us at 440-2302 any time of day. Lacroix Brothers Funeral Home, continuing a tradition of excellence.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway, St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials, including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, insect screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays, 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
The first word when you speak about furniture is classic. Yes, at Classic Furniture, they design and make the best in local furniture. All their products are made from the finest local wood available on island. You think it, they design it and make it to your expectations. The highest standards at the best possible price, and they also provide higher purchase for you, their valued customers. Located on Ben Jones Street in Grenville, with their factory at Chantimel in St. Patrick. That's where you need to visit when looking for products made of the finest local wood. They deliver and install items at no extra cost. Your satisfaction is their mission. The extra step is taken to ensure their customers are completely satisfied. They do doors and finished kitchens, supplies mattresses, and restores antique pieces to look like the first day they were made. Hey, give us a call on 442-4645 and 442-9726. Classic Furniture, Grenada's homegrown furniture producers.
Ozone really gets it clean. Get with the Ozone family line of products. Ozone liquid laundry detergent, perfect for your semi or fully automatic washing machines, yet suitable for your hand wash, soft on your hands. Ozone Disinfecting Cleaner. It's the most powerful disinfectant and cleaner with a long-lasting fresh scent. Tackles every job around the house or office. Ozone detergent powder and ultra soft fabric softener gets your clothes clean with a natural freshness, keeps your colors bright. Choose from the wonderful scents, soft flower, ocean breeze, and the new aloe vera. Keep your kitchen sparkling clean with the Ozone dishwashing liquid, Ozone sponges, and cleaning cloth. Ozone toilet bowl cleaner removes lime scale and kills germs while giving your toilet a refreshing scent. Ozone really gets it clean. Marketed and distributed by Calico, Frequente St. George's, and are available at shops and supermarkets nationwide.
Now more than ever, Flow is working hard to keep you connected to the things that matter most. Your family, your work, and your favorite entertainment. We are also providing Flow Study free of charge so students can stay connected and up to date with their schoolwork. And because your safety is our highest priority, you can manage your account from the safety of your own home through the MyFlow app. We are here for you, keeping you connected.
Good day, Mr. James. I'm just here looking at Grenveille's new mobile app.
Sounds great. Can I use it to check my bill balance?
Absolutely. Let me show you. Enter your account number and Grenveille access number, and that's it. You can now check your balance, track your usage, receive outage alerts, and get updates from Grenveille in real time. You can even use the app to report a power outage or a fault with a pole or street light. Add as many accounts as you want. Track your business account, apartment rentals, and Granny's account, all in one convenient place.
Thanks, Susan. I'll be telling everyone I know about Grenveille's new app.
The Grenveille mobile app. Download for 24/7 access.
M&M Hardware Limited, Hope St. Andrew and Dusty Highway St. George. Shop conveniently for all your building materials including plumbing, electrical, lumber, cement, steel, and much more. We manufacture roofing sheets available in 11 colors, aluminum windows, doors, inset screens, and hurricane shutters. Installation services are available for all our manufactured products. Our opening hours are Monday to Friday 8 a.m. to 4 p.m., Saturdays 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. M&M Hardware Limited. Come on in and experience our affordable prices, or call us 444-6757 or 440-6757 Dusty Highway. Email us at info@mahonhardware.com or mnmdusty@mahonhardware.com. M&M Hardware, foundation to roof. Let's build together.
It's a hungry world out there, with everybody scrambling to get a share. Wolves in sheep clothing, both of prey waiting to swoop down on you, and there's no telling what they'll do. You gotta be careful.
You gotta be careful whatever you do, my friends. You really gotta be careful. Andre Donald, together with Big Stalwart Carl. I wonder if you like that name, Bridget. Huh?
You gonna say big homie, man.
No, Big Stalwart Carl.
Yeah.
You didn't like that name, man?
Yeah, Dre, I want to just touch on a little something, man. In the news recently, Miss Ursula Antoine, and I was saying it at MBE. And we talking same thing about persons who has contributed in the realm of education. What you know that lady? You've been in tongue long. So you ought to have an idea of who that person is. And I only going on your thing. You always blasting me, I'm in tongue long. So you've been in tongue long. Speak off, Miss Antoine.
Ursula Antoine, MBE. I don't think I qualify to speak about Miss Antoine because there's so much that I don't know.
Yeah, what you might know.
In the 70s, my mother got the opportunity to work in the city. 73, I think it was. So I went to town just around them. Just around 72, 73, thereabouts.
Before independence?
Yeah, I was in town before independence. Wow. Yeah, independence took me in town. Yeah?
Yeah.
Right. So I tell you, I ain't town long. I know you didn't like that one, eh? But you brought it on yourself. In any event, so primary school, I attended this in George Anglican Junior and Senior School. The principal of the junior school at that time was Ms. Who was it? Ms. Galway? Yeah. The junior school, I believe. Yeah, it was Ms. Galway. There are other principals, of course. The principal of the senior school was, at that time, Heinze, Mr. Heinz. I don't remember his first name. And then he left. He resigned, and I believe went back to Australia. Or went to Australia. Whatever. And after him, the principal of the school was Elvira Strode. I think she's passed. She's since passed. Remember, Brave Boy just spoke of Curtis Strode?
Yeah.
That's the brother of Elvira Strode. There's a connection there. Now, in that school, the Heinze school realm, and by Heinze I mean both junior and senior, there's this teacher, Ursula Antoine. She, to me, was instantly stood out as a teacher because I believe in a school that you always have your best teachers round about 3, 4, and 5. Mm-hmm. That's where your best teachers are, because that's when your children, you have the transition of the children from the junior department getting into the senior department kind of thing. So you need good transitions. So your better teachers are around there. And that's where she was. In the Anglican school main building, and if you look in the school from the road, on the left-hand side of the main building was a playground. On the right-hand side, a playground also. But on the left-hand side, there was a platform raised. Like part of it was concreted, but it was high, and it could only house one building. It was called On the Lawn. I don't know why On the Lawn, but it was called On the Lawn. And she had a class there at one point in time, and so did, she also had a class, of course, in main building, as the years went through. And she was a magnificent teacher, but she was also a very good marks lady. She could throw a duster, boy. What? Mm. Yeah, those dusters, not those with the board.
Yeah.
But they're totally like sponge.
Yeah.
Man, she could throw a duster on a corner and knock you out. God, when you're not paying attention.
She really find out where you pass.
Yeah, man, she could throw a duster. Yeah. Wonderful lady. Always able to listen and to give you encouragement as a student. But when she made the biggest impact on me, Carl, was not as a student. Mm. After I finished secondary school, I got the opportunity to go and give back to my alma mater.
Teaching?
Yeah. I taught for 2 years. at Heinze. Not in the senior department, but in the junior department. At that time, Miss Grace Ronan was the principal there. And when I needed advice in relation to dealing with children, I'd find Miss Antoine. And we'll sit and talk about different things. And she was always, Andre, so you came back. Because not all, would get the opportunity to return, but she was always like, Andre, you came back. Because I don't think they ever expected me back. Neither did I expect myself back there, because here's a young man, a child from the country, came to town, left town, went back to the country to go to secondary school, but returned to teach in town.
Wow.
So she was like, always, Andre, you came back. And the first time I met her, when Real FM started, the first time I met her, she was like, hey, you did it. And I'm like, what is it, Miss Antoine? She says, Andre, I expected you to do something. I just didn't know what it was.
Yeah.
What it was going to be, but I expected you to do something. And you did it. Congratulations. I'll never forget that.
Meant a lot.
Meant a lot. Coming from her. Miss Antoine, she could beat good. If you put it like that, she was good at that.
She could persuade good.
Well, whichever way you want to put it, put it.
Friendly persuasion.
Yeah. Miss Antoine and Mr. Roberts. They could handle good, man. They could handle those shops well.
They didn't spare any rod.
No.
Spoil the child at all.
And every student who would have gone to school there would have been touched by Miss Antoine. And another person who achieved well, touched by Miss Antoine, those I can remember off the top of my head. Peter David and his brothers.
Yeah.
Patrick and Paul. I think Philip too may have been touched by her. I'm not sure. But them, yes. The present principal, Mr. DeGale, of the St. George Anglican Senior School, touched by her. He was in charge of, what was it, SB at one point in time? At DeGale?
Yeah.
That's the brother of the one who is the principal, eh?
Yeah.
Touched by?
Anthony DeGale.
Yeah. Touched by an angel too. Touched by her.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of names that you can continue going, and a lot of names would pop up.
So she's an angel without wings?
She had wings.
Okay.
It's just that those who could see it will see it.
All right.
Those who were not of that ilk to see it, Carl, they just didn't see it. But she had wings. So, in my own way, I say, transition well.
With the elders?
With the elders. She's already sitting with the elders and they're listening to all her stories. Carl, they're listening to all her stories. And you know what I know? What is going to happen?
Tell me.
She will be an elder.
Okay.
And when we transition, Carl, we will meet Ursula there.
Yeah.
She has earned it. She has shown that she deserves to be an elder. So she too will be seated there, waiting to hear
our stories.
Our stories. And the good thing I know is that my story will be part of her story. And therein lies the history, as far as I'm concerned, of Ursula and Twine.
Well,
that is what I'm qualified to say. Outside of that,
well put.
Only that one of you guys charged her husband for overload in the bus.
Yeah?
Yeah. He had a private bus. And transporting the children, because they had quite a few. One of you guys charged him for overload, not realizing that the bus carried a pee. No, that's the little funny part. It is said, it is alleged that happened, Carl.
It is alleged.
It is alleged. Because he was, at one point in time, Algernon and Antoine, I think he was the PS in Ministry of Communication and Works. Yeah. I'm not sure. But in a high office there. In a high office there. But the children are all over. When I say all over, in different positions, who's in a bank, who's into teaching. Well, the Timothy, is at the central bank. And I take this opportunity to extend to all who have been touched by, or who were touched by this angel. I know how you feel, because I was touched by the angel as well. So I know how you feel. We all know that she will transition well. As a matter of fact, she has transitioned well. And she's still, yes, she's still with the elders. And she will take a place among the elders.
A rightful place.
A rightful place. To listen to your story when it's time for you to transition. Or when you are transitioning. Farewell, Ursula and Twine. Shalom.
Peace.
I don't have anything more to say about her.
All right, Dre, let's what, half an hour still?
Say again? Yeah, just about.
Anything you want to bring up?
No.
Nah,
I've already brought it up. Come on. You've caused me to go back to, that's years, Carl. That's more than 48 years ago. You've asked me to transition 48 years ago to bring back these memories,
So because you have to be grateful.
Grateful.
To her.
I am.
She's part of your makings.
I am grateful.
So where you at now has a lot. It was dependent on how she nurtured you through, how she get you through that maze. You didn't fall through the cracks, and you have to be grateful. So going back 40 years is testament enough, and as you say, her rightful place, and you give credence to her. Albeit she has transitioned with the elders.
But I'm happy that she saw this, but never visited Real FM. But she saw this.
The fact that she congratulated you.
Yeah, I'm happy that she saw this. That was something. I wish my former principal, Elvira Stewart, I wish she had seen this. She will be. Oh my God! I can imagine Stewart's face, like he really did that. Oh my God! But it's all good.
Yes.
I just
see it.
I just realized that it's a pity. I should have tried to get my nephew on, Marvin Smollett, because he taught at Heinze also. So he would have come in contact with Miss Antoine at one point in time or another. He taught at a junior school together with Miss Jeremiah, and so yeah. So it just dawned on me that Agnes had two teachers in her clan. What the heck is that? Agnes bad.
Agnes did well.
Agnes did well. Yo, gal, you good? Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, sir. Mr. Kyle.
Morning.
You spoke just now, and your language puzzled me somewhat. Speaking about the angel, the transition of Miss Antoine.
Yeah.
That part of your speech puzzled me a lot. I never heard you speak like this before. Thank you.
What did you say?
Now I mentioned about angel without wing, and you say she had wings for those who could have seen.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I believe in the Ancient of Days, and he could asa make something out of nothing and cause anything to manifest which he wants to. So there are times we come across persons who made a profound effect on our lives, and I liken it to being visited by an angel. So maybe not Gabriel or Michael. And in glowing terms, I spoke about Miss Antoine. That's why I mentioned an angel, because the things she brought to bear, no ordinary people will bring in her. So so don't be puzzled in terms of when I indicate, as we often be touched by angels. And we also all say that there's this notion where they say when God can come, he does send. So if we really believe when he cannot come, he goes send. So you know he manifests in different ways. So that was my trend of thought when I spoke of an angel, or I used the word angel. Because the angels that do the bidding of the Ancient of Days most time, he sends them in different forms. Even when he sent them in Sodom and Gomorrah with Lot, they didn't appear with wings.
When you say the angel does the bidding of the Ancient of Days, sometimes, not all the time.
All the time. So when they appear to Lot, the angels appear to Lot, they didn't appear in wings until the men of the city at the time wanted to fraternize with them. And they were angels, but they didn't appear with wings or dressed in white. So I am not off base to liken Mrs. Antoine to an angel.
No, I didn't say you're off base.
No.
Okay.
The caller says he is puzzled, so I'm just trying to bring him to bear my trend of thought in mentioning her in the light of angel. I didn't say it by accident or idle. I had a reason for.
Good morning. How you doing?
Good morning, Andre.
Yeah.
Good morning, Master Carl. Good morning. How everything?
I'm okay.
Yeah, sometimes in life, when you listen to people speak, alright, and when you listen to the 1970 Gary days to up to the present, look at the two prime ministers that bring the most development to the country. And this is the two prime ministers get the most tongue lashing from a certain group of people in the country. Alright? Dr. Mitchell and Eric Matugiri. And when I look at it, you find people that demonstrate that love to the poor people and every group of people in the country. The two prime ministers get the most tongue lashing from the enemies of progress. Enemies of progress. I know that when you hear the NC, the political leaders speak and say nothing done, you have to check where he's speaking from. I think he's speaking from 2008 to 2013, where anything was done within that period. Because when you look back, Andrea and Master Carl, the government that was there, there's a landmark to prove that party was in government. Look at Gary, the School of Medicine. Look at Bishop, the airport. Look at Dr. Mitchell. You have the national stadium, football, the athletic track. Look at again the post terminal. A lot of development took place. Right? A lot of development took place. But what if in 2008, what happened? You have a government that was fighting against one another. Remember, they forget what it came there to. People elect them. The people elect them to govern. But they are fighting against their own self. Right? So when you hear the NDC operatives talking about nothing done, I think they're speaking about the period from 2008 to 2013. Anything was done. Anything positive was done to bring development to the country. What it was doing, I said that negative things, fight against your own self. And your people, I remember Peter, Chester, right? And look at how they treat these people that bring them into office. And look how they treat them. Remember the Burris situation? from 50, he fight so hard for NDC was to win the election. And look what they do him. He ended up in prison. He also said again, he said the worst thing of Dr. Mitchell was Dr. Mitchell never sent police to arrest him. And when you look at many radio stations and freedom to speak and to voice opinion, this government they continue to do what is right and what the people break carry competitive elect them to do. To solve the people, not one side, but all the Iranian people. Even though the emir progress, we are there to help and to help them in the right way. And I see a government is like a government to help better the living condition of everyone in the country. Everyone in the country. So I want to say Dr. Mitchell has a legacy, and he continues to demonstrate that love and care. And the people of St. John Northwest were there with him because he's a man that love. And he didn't only come there in politics and demonstrate that love, but he was there before.
Which part of the Northwest do you live?
St. George, Northwest.
Which part of it?
I used to live in Shenda.
But where do you live now?
I live over the secondary school.
Over the secondary school.
Yeah.
All right.
And the only time first time I voted was 1984.
84.
I remember the 13th of November. The first election they have after the revolution.
And you vote for Keith?
Yeah, exactly. And I was going to vote for.
All right, man. Thanks for calling. Yeah? All right, good. One love.
What is instructive to know to what callers say there, and that is a point we cannot get away from. The two poor people governor whatever pass here, people don't like them. But they made the most impact on people's lives and livelihood here. You know? Because so Eric land for the landless. Although we say no, Dre. Because of him we had that place on there. And Dr. Mitchell has gone beyond.
You said governor, you should have said prime ministers, right?
Yeah, speaking down to the people. Prime ministers.
That's what I'm saying.
But I liken them to poor people governors. Because they love poor people.
When you say governors, you kind of are thinking Hilda.
Yeah, the two prime ministers who I regard as poor people governor, because what the commonality of them, they love poor people. You would see them in and amongst poor people. The thing about the two gentlemen we're speaking about, they have presence, because anyway they visit, you know these two guys was there. Somebody on bus or somebody on the beach go tell you by Gary was there, Keith Mitchell was there. But at the same time, they're able to blend in. And watch, them fellas, may I not tell you, when Eric visit an area, cattle killing,
Yeah. Cow killing, boy. Don't say cattle. You just say you're speaking down here.
Cow killing.
Cow killing.
And then when he reach a particular area, he meet some guys and he inquire of the guys, what adult beverage or what you need to consume. And they tell him, you don't pay and wait for change, and he calls the guys to have what they want.
Yeah. And you don't wait for a change. I have to bring this up. Not too long ago, Primus, you're on the line. Okay, fine, we're coming to you. Not too long ago, I was in the St. Andrew Northwest constituency. And there's some guys there, a shop. So I made a purchase and caused them to have, beverages.
Yes.
And one guy called out to the shopkeeper and said, you see that? You see that in that Tillman? You see the wait for change? I'm like, but in what I don't have change to get, You see, I just letting him know. And that struck something, and it speaks a lot to Prime Minister Thomas. The only time he was seen giving anybody money was paying people to play jab. Good morning. Hello?
Good evening, Grenville.
Hello?
Hello. You don't answer mine? Hello?
Hello, yes?
Comrade?
Yes?
Good morning.
You're cussing bad or?
Yes, boy, I cuss bad because you don't answer me. I'm going out from the radio. Listen, I have certain things I want to do for St. Andrew Southeast, so cover them and pray. You hear me? Yes, in terms of the 2021 year review, I want to welcome you. I want to say, Mr. Carl Caton, good morning. And I want to just read up a thing that we have in process and what happened in the year gone and what will be happening for 2022. I will start from the region because I want it thinking. Now, for instance, now in our constituency for the year from 2021, a year review, we're looking at something. In 2021, my minister, Comrade Disinfectant, God bless her, it was a challenging but a successful year. When we say successful, we don't mean that it was 100% successful in terms of managing the constituency and the Ministry of Education and Human Resources and Religious Development and Information. During this pandemic year, you know that. I listened to Comrade, both of you all. You had frequent industrial activities wherein people wanted the 4% and they wanted this and that. And if you look back, we have to give praise to, I don't know what I want to call him because then you could call him Jah, you could call him Buddha, you could call him Lewan. You understand me? But we have to praise somebody for that and we have to give praise and love. Now, my minister, Comrade Disinfectant, who is a hero in a while after when he was 10 call because she got beat Tate. Tate was the outstanding leader. He win this consecutive time. She will win it. Although the COVID-19 pandemic and the challenges in the education sector limited my minister in regular engagement and social activities, but she was able to have public meetings, one-on-one engagement in every village. We have pocket meetings, chatting with the local. You understand? There are so many ways how she engaged. She had 20 face-to-face villages meetings, 5 constituency Zoom meetings, attendance in funerals as well. God, you know that because people are dying in the process of time. Graduation and others. She was able in the constituency to be active.
Hello? Still like the brother credit got the better of him. 13 minutes now onto the 10 o'clock, huh? As I said to you, the extension has been cut short today. Yeah, a couple of things that has to be done, so we had to cut short. You cut short your speech?
No. Yeah, as we were saying, like the in terms of the two gentlemen we were speaking of, the two prime ministers, E.M. Gary and Dr. Michel, and what they've done for on behalf of the people selflessly, and we tend to beat up on them most in terms of freedom of speech. There has never been a time in the history of this country when we had this level of freedom of speech as to people saying whatever they want, anytime, anyhow, anyway. Never in the history of this country that used to happen. And we're talking about nothing is being done. Nothing is being done, and one it leads one to wonder, are these people just being mischief? And what is the end game? But we know the end game is to get rid of one particular gentleman, which has not been working. And if you check, they start regurgitating now, because remember one time they start with corruption and all kind of thing, and then they go and people who are lying to investors and so on. When nothing no work now, you remember they come with this one and he's done nothing all this time. But the evidence, they entitled to their own views, but not their own facts and not their own truth. And it is instructive to know that the Present Prime Minister has the support of the majority of Grenadians. In so much as persons are waiting with bated breath to vent in the polling booth. Because a lot of people saying they can't wait for the time to come. Because they realize now the team is in place. Strikers on par, defenders, midfielders, everybody, coaching staff, everything set up. So it's just a matter of time, but I implore persons to be vigilant in terms of registration, Andre, and to know where you have to go and do it. Don't wait until it lasts. If you don't know how to find out the persons, you could call and get the information. So you put you in a know. So you would stop a lot of, time wasting. And we're still operating in the pandemic, so you don't want to have to unnecessarily congregate. Before we go, Trey, Monday coming, we have a particular festival where a lot of money does be spent. Monday, the 14th.
Oh.
In the name of...
Man, are you gonna spoil the whole program by this guy? Or this girl? Or this guy? Guy. Person. Individual.
So why are you up in arms about St. Valentine's? You're not a fan of St. Valentine's?
No.
Why?
I have one reason to recognize Monday coming. One reason only.
What's that?
To recognize Monday coming. It's my son's birthday.
Oh. Shakalak.
That's the only reason I recognize the 14th of February. It's my son's birthday.
But you wasted your funds and thing, you don't subscribe to that?
No, I ain't subject to that. Wastage of funds, if anything could happen, if I could waste any, will take place on him.
Yeah, but the hypocrisy of the whole thing for me, Dre, is the fact that Christians, or so-called Christians, or person who claims to be Christian, has buy into a pagan thing. The origin of a pagan thing has nothing to do with love.
Is it correct to suggest that
beating up woman
Christianity
and
can
thing?
be paganism?
Well, it has to be, because
Right, so then
if they embrace that on one hand and speaking of and subscribing to and endorsing it, and not allowing persons to realize they're spending funds, needed funds, to go awry on a day. And the whole thing about love and affection, all that thing should not be an event. I find we tend to make things of importance events. And once the day, quote unquote, is done, we forget. So you buy chocolate, wine, you bring out lingerie, all kind of thing, and then tomorrow, to me that don't making much sense. I think we should educate the citizenry as to what it is to have that affection and love for people, lay down jackets so they could walk over puddle and so on. Give them roses every day, not only on Valentine's. If you're into rose giving, you should know it only on St. Valentine's. If you're into chocolate giving, chocolate only make it on St. Valentine's. If you're into wine giving, don't let it be an event. Or as my grandmother said, don't hang your hat or your hand can't reach, and so on. So that's my simple advice, and I bring it up to just tell persons, yes, if you have to show affection, show it, but I don't think you should go overboard on one day and forget the rest.
Between now and Monday, let me just talk about something better. Between now and Monday, we can vote for Belmont Estate being one of the 10 best, top 10 destinations in the Caribbean. So we can vote. Vote for that. Go and look for it and vote for that.
But you know, Belmont Estate have a food place in Grenville. Food real good, you must try it, Dre. You see, when you between the station and the road and you could go on the port part of the station.
Yeah.
And you go upstairs, that place there. Food is nice. You have choices and variety.
I'll try it. Good morning. Hello? Hello? Hello, good morning.
Early and the phone cut out. I'm from Southeast St. Andrews in Telescope.
Yeah, boss, you have a minute. Go ahead.
1 minute.
Yeah.
The thing I want to end with, in terms of the whole thing, is my minister come in play. Because the whole of Southeast St. Andrews pointed down in Lambert Bridge. Meeting the people and to be helping the people. This year, we had the highest number of persons assisted throughout the government country and all the programs. Tuition payment for students, scholarship for students, uniform assistance for students, exam fees for students, transportation assistance for students, monitoring and counseling for students, recognizing. Yes, and you know, these people have the goal and the heart to say that the government is doing nothing and the individuals that are caring personally. But come out in the final at 1 minute, you know what happens? She will break the record. She will break 30 record. I will talk to you before I understand. I will speak to you.
Okay, then, great.
God bless.
All right, bye-bye. And now, I must say this, Carl. The gentleman, he had to hurry there. And that's because we're looking to wrap up now. And I say to persons, we start at 7:30.
Yeah.
Make use of the time early.
Yeah. Don't wait until late.
Don't wait until late. Make use of the time early so that we can have all the contributions coming in. Whether it be contributions on Facebook or YouTube or on the website or WhatsApp, whatever. Make use of the time early so that we can, entertain as much as well. You get enough in. All right? Final words?
Don't get caught up in the Monday thing.
My final words?
Yes.
Get caught up in Monday. It's my son's birthday. So get caught up. It's my son's birthday. And I want to see a lot of people shouting out my son on his birthday on Monday. Yeah. How many years? That is for him to tell you, not necessary for me to say now. I'm not here to do so and speak to the child's age. Ask your sister. She might be able to tell you. Goodbye. God bless you. Take care. One love. Peace. I'm out of here.